chicken thigh is a better meat than chicken breast because chicken breast gets very dry. Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome to Analyzing Abstracts, a show where me and my friends just talk. Yeah, we just talk. I'm here. I'm Luke. And today I have a guest with me. I always have a guest anyway. This guest has recently turned vegan and to meditation. Please welcome Jigo Virinya.
Hello, hello. Thank you for that introduction, Luke.
Yeah, may applause, may applause.
All right.
Okay, so how are you, Jigo? How is it?
It's pretty good. It feels like time flies so fast. I didn't feel
Yeah,
na quarantine is already like 4 months in.
halos 5 na nga. Halos 5 months.
Going five. Yeah, it feels
It's
like
been so long.
so long, and every day feels the same.
Yeah, it's like it's Sunday again. It's like last week I was just like, oh, it's Monday again, and now it's Sunday again.
True, true. I already forgot like the concept of weekends. So any day can be like a Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, that's how it is now. Okay, so Jigo, I brought Jigo in today because our topic today is a music one. If you don't know, he is a musician. Uh, our question for today is what makes one listen to tracks of an album in order and without skipping? So it's very
Mm,
complicated, sounds very complicated, but I think everyone understands the question. It's like in this era of like streaming and singles and just EPs, what makes one listen to a complete full album in order of the tracks and without skipping, you know?
true. That's true.
Uh this is regardless of whether an album is considered good or bad or acclaimed or not, but more about what makes you listen to a complete album without skipping. And again, purely subjective between us, but maybe some objective points might come out. We never know. We'll we'll see. Uh, I'll give my example first.
All right. Cool, cool, cool.
One of the first albums that I think I listened in order with no skipping, and then still listen to it sometimes if I have the time. Um, is Melodrama by Lord,
Oh,
which it's weird to think that it came out 3 years ago. It was 2017. I'm like, oh,
oh my
it's
God.
like yesterday.
You know that's
It
funny.
was just.
That's one of my examples also.
Uh, I think we'll see why
Yeah.
later. But I think one thing that stood out was when she released the track list, and then she put um, some songs like sequels to one another. Like there was a song called Sober, and then there's a song called Sober 2, and then there's Liability, and then Liability Reprise. I think that made me like come into the album thinking, oh, I think I have to listen to it in order because why else would she put like the number 2 or reprise to some songs if it weren't in order? And then I think it worked because sometimes I listen to it in order, not shuffled. So what do you think about it?
That's true. Actually, like from what I see in melodrama, like every time I listen to the album, for some reason I picture it. It's like a stage play. You can actually like
Yeah, it's
you can actually like make melodramas like a Broadway type of musical, maybe.
I think I think I think I think that's like a good idea though, like turning her album into a musical. Look at Alanis Morissette, you know, Jagged Little Pill, her album. They turned it into a musical.
True, true.
So we never know. And I think the point of melodrama is also the journey she has from like, oh, I'm not sure if I like this boy anymore, but we still have fun. Oh, but then there's some things that I don't like anymore and it's getting worse, the feelings, and then I really don't like him anymore. And then she's like, I'm fine with being by myself, being with my
That,
friends. It's like that flow of the songs also helps.
that's true. And what I really like about Lord's delivery in those songs, you it's like you really empathize with her journey there. It's like you really feel
Yeah.
like the pain and ups and downs, especially like for me, the Louvre.
Yeah, I love that
How do you
song.
pronounce that?
The
The
Louvre.
Louvre.
The Louvre.
It's like it's just so melancholic to me. And I think it has to be like one of
And
my
then
favorite
after
songs.
that, it goes Liability.
Yeah, like, sucks so much strings in my heart.
It's like it's like she purposely made it into like what you said, like a musical. It's the way it's ordered, the way it's sequenced, so good.
True, true. And what really captured me in this album was that even if it just started off with green light, like it has like your attention already. Like it really
Yeah,
grabs you. I don't know. It's just something like, oh, it got me hooked on.
yeah, so good, so good. How about you? Do you have a prime example of an album that you just listen continuously?
Hmm. Well, for me, uh, actually, this is like one of my um experiences when I listened to like the start of the song. I didn't realize now I was going through the whole album without questioning. So,
Okay.
there's this one recent album. You actually recommended to me this, Luke.
Oh,
Troy Sivan, the
I didn't know I had that
yeah,
influence.
like this was back in last year, right? Last year.
What album is this?
Troy Sivan's Blue. Yeah, it was
Oh,
really good because like um I'm not mentioning Troy Sivan's musical delivery and singing, but also like the play of the instrumentation there. It just gels
mm,
together, and damn, that's really good. Uh,
yeah. I didn't think of it before, but I think I get you now. Like the way he flows each song and the way it's sequenced as well makes sense.
yeah, it's like water, but funky
Uh,
water. I don't know if it's a good example, but yeah, it's funky water.
have you listened to his first album, Blue Neighborhood? I think that one's more cohesive, though.
I'm I'm a bad Troy Sivan fan because I started off
No,
with
it's
Bloom,
okay.
and
No, it's
yeah,
okay.
I've yet to
That's
discover.
actually a more mature one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good example. Um, I didn't think about it though. So I think that just shows how everyone's listening style is different.
true, true.
But the fact that we both have Lord melodrama, maybe for someone listening, you should go listen to it in order with no shuffle. That good.
Highly recommendable. And also like for the Bloom album, I really love how it's like a sandwich to me. Like it starts off with 17, right? But then what really got me there was how he ended the album with Annual, because it's the play of everything. It the play of everything.
It's so good.
I can't
I know
words.
it's so good.
Like the way he sings and the play of the synths and how they swell, it's just like a blanket of pure comfort, and it's just like embracing it, like
Oh,
I feel safe.
and he's
It's
blooming.
blooming.
That's why it's bloom.
Yeah. So that's like one album that for me, like when I listen to it, I didn't have to okay, I have to listen to this song again without not finishing the album. I had to go through
Yeah,
it from start to end and just like reflect on how it
absorb.
yeah. It's so it's really powerful. Like I have no
Yeah,
other words for it. One of my favorite like 2018, 2017 album. Wait, when did he release? When did he release
I
this?
think 2018.
Yeah.
Not sure. 2018. It says.
Oh my god. I want more Troy. Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Maybe he's making more stuff. We don't know.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully soon. We
Fingers crossed.
need more we need more music in 2020. That's just like that.
Oh, speaking of that, I have some examples from this year as well. But I have some like points that I think I wrote down. Like the idea of this is what I think makes an album make me want to listen to an album in order. So one point I thought was if the album has like concept, overall concept that it sticks to it, you know.
Yeah.
One example that I can think of recently is Lady Gaga's Chromatica. Have you listened to it?
Oh man, I wasn't able to be updated in Lady Gaga's new album.
Oh, you should. It's like I think it's her best. I would say it's her best. Um, I think what helps is she came she came in going to say that, like in interviews she kept saying that, oh, she's making an album about happiness, about making people happy. And then
Mm.
you know what happened with the world, the pandemic. And then she released this album during the pandemic, and then it's just like this pure joy of an album. But then it has some like songs about like, oh, I don't understand what's happening with me, I don't feel happy. But then it has a flow to it. She has like interludes in
Mm.
between segments. There's like the album is separated into three parts. And then like the first part is like her saying, oh, the world is being, I don't understand myself, I don't understand my life, bring it in, I just hate life, ganon. And then
Mm.
the second part is like her talking about, hmm, maybe life shouldn't be this way. It's just about the people talking about me, and that's why I'm feeling sad. And then the third part is like, you know, music just makes me happy. I don't care about what anyone else says. Yeah, so it's
Mm.
like that.
Interesting,
If you,
interesting.
yeah, it's really, I think it's really good. When it came out, it came out at like midnight. I listened to it in order because again I saw it, there's a reason why she put interludes. So, and I listened to it in one go, and I really, really liked it. I don't think there's like a bad song. Even like the worst song is like at most mediocre. At least,
Oh,
I mean.
interesting. I'm really
What?
hyped up because for sure I listened to Rain on Me when they released like the music video, but then it got me curious because of course again like with the album concept like I've yet to figure out like what the story is behind it because I know that
Oh,
Rain on Me got it got me questioning a lot, especially relating in our current current
yeah.
COVID struggles.
It really fit. No, the song "Rain on Me." It really fit on what's happening to us right now.
Yeah, it's like I didn't ask for this.
But the way she placed it in the album as well, I really loved the song when it came out, and it made me love it really even more because of the way it's placed.
Interesting, interesting.
Oh, and she had the interludes also like uh transition to the next song seamlessly.
Hmm.
I won't spoil anything, but just be ready.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to this tonight
After this,
after this podcast.
it's really long though. It's like 16 songs, so
Oh,
it's quite a journey as well.
oh, nice. Like you don't get to see those albums that long anymore. It's like
Yeah,
a lot of songs in one album.
and for me, I don't know about others, but for me, I don't think there's one song that's like unnecessary. Like each song has a purpose in the album, why it's there.
Hmm. That's
Because
that's true.
it's all about her concept of like be just the understanding how to be happy. Like,
Something like we can all certainly just relate
yeah.
to.
Oh, and the music wise, it's so good because it's you know like house music, right? So each
Yeah.
song like does a different type of house music.
Hmm, interesting.
Like
Like
Rain on Me is like the most traditional form of house, like the way the beat drops.
yeah,
And there's like a house like that sounds like a disco song. There's a house like that's very trance. There's house that's very 80s.
true.
There's a house that sounds like Madonna's Vogue. Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
something about house music that people tend to just like generalize when in fact there's so many different types
Yeah.
of house music.
I think if someone asks me what the different types of house music are, I'll just make them listen to this album.
True, true.
How about you? Do you have like an album that made you listen to it from start to finish because of the fact that it has a concept and it's very cohesive throughout?
Hmm. Actually, speaking of which, of recent stuff, there's a reason why I didn't get to listen to Lady Gaga's Chromatica because I was stuck with Future Nostalgia by
Uh,
Dua
I,
Lipa.
I was gonna say, are
Ah,
you gonna say Dua Lipa?
Dua
Yeah,
Lipa.
that's true though. Because that's
Yeah,
true though. Like the album is very cohesive.
very, very. Like
Like
how I got introduced to this song because when they released "Don't Start Now," like
mm,
again, like it's a really good song, but yet it got me enticed. Like, what's the album gonna be like? Like, what's the story in this? Like, why is Dua Lipa all of a sudden like change, change like the image and
change
change
image.
of
Yeah,
change in genre specifically. Like, this is really nice Dua Lipa exploration. So like when I got to listen to Future Nostalgia and then going back to Don't Start Now and Cool and so forth, like there's this cohesive type of genre at the same time, like
it's
story
future
there.
nostalgia. That's what the album says.
Yeah,
Diba?
true, true. And it sticks to the concept, like damn.
Yeah, like every song has like this 80s hook.
True, true.
It doesn't remove that idea that, oh, this is about the feeling of nostalgia that people get, you know. I think that's what she said, that is the concept behind it.
True, true. And like I really love this album because it's so bold and so risky because like
Yeah,
in this era, this 2020 era, even like the past few years, everyone's just listening to, let's say, trap music, which is good naman. But like this one
it's
is
fresh.
it's fresh, and at the same time, it has that nostalgic '80s feeling that serves like a reintroduction to like the new audience right now. Like,
Yeah,
like so it's like, damn. So
making
this is what it
80s new
feels.
again.
Yeah, it's like the new wave all over again, but
Yeah,
in a more modern type of feel, I guess.
I get it. Yeah, I really love that album too. Okay, so
So good.
another point that I noticed for albums that I listen continuously, no skipping, if if they have a story, like what we said about Lord's melodrama. If there's like a flow to it, like, oh, there's a reason why this is the first song, this is the second song, this is the third song. Like there's a story that's going through. I have actually two examples for this one, other than of course melodrama by Lord. We'll never stop talking about that album. Uh,
It'll go endless.
Yes. Until the end, siya pa rin yung prime example. My example for like the story is like Discovery by Daft Punk. Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah. Daft Punk
And then
classic.
I also put Lemonade by Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Um,
both of them,
I have a mortal sin there. Like, I didn't get to finish the album.
now you
Lemonade.
have to.
I have to. I have to.
But here's the thing, and I didn't realize it until like looking into these albums again. Both of them have visual representations of the album. This, you know that Discovery by Daft Punk has a movie, right? Now they put the album in one go, and then it's to the movie, like to an
Yeah.
animated movie. And then Lemonade, Beyonce made a music video for each song, and then that you're supposed to watch it like in order, because there's the story of like we all know what the story of Lemonade is about. It's about Jay-Z, I'm doing air quotes, Jay-Z
Yeah.
cheating on Beyonce. We don't
Yeah.
know who's Becky with the good hair. So
Mm.
you know, like she goes through that, and then she goes to, oh, maybe we'll fix about it, and then she goes to Sandcastles, the song about building it up again, and then by the end she goes like to Formation, which is like just empowering,
Yes.
empowerment
Formation.
everyone. Yeah, the way it flows, the way there's like a story to it. Like there's a reason why Formation is at the end, even though it's the lead single of the album. Usually you see lead singles like at the early part of the album. But here she
True.
put it in the end because that's like the punctuation mark, the period, the exclamation point of what she's
Yeah.
trying to say for the whole album. And same with Discovery by Daft Punk. I mean, the movie helps make a story out of it, but it there's some kind of flow of starting with one more time and then going to I forgot the second song. It's like aerodynamic, and then it goes to
Yeah,
digital love, and then it just flows. Even though without the movie, you wouldn't think there's a story, but putting the movie, making the movie, or watching the movie, I mean, just makes you listen to the album a different way now because now you see the visuals, now you
that's
understand
true.
the song. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
an album that has like a story to it?
Hmm. Story. Wait, I'm browsing through
Are you
my
browsing
mental
Spotify?
albums. Oh no. I'm thinking the early albums that really got me hooked solely because of like the structure and the story is Coldplay,
Which one?
their XY album.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah, because like of course there's like Rush of Blood to the Headband, like their previous
Mm,
album, but then this one, the X and Y, it it goes through the story, but for me at least, like the structure of the songs, because there's like the upbeat and then it goes down. It's like a roller coaster ride that you get
yeah,
really hooked onto.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah, especially with that song. What you call that?
Which one? There's a
Hmm.
lot. There's like
There's a
12
lot.
songs.
Talk. What is it? With
Yeah.
a
There's a
brother.
talk.
Yeah, it's like it
Yeah,
really also hooks me up with, like, it relates me also with my current stuff, especially when I was a kid. Like, oh, I gotta savor these moments with my brother,
that
and we
makes
used
sense.
to jam to that. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it does have like a flow to it, like a story to it if you think about it. Like I don't know how to explain it, but the way they ordered it, it does make sense. Like, oh, why fix you happens before talk, you know? And
true,
then why
true.
speed of sound starts out the why part of the album.
Yeah, the speed of sound, so good, so good. It has to be like one of my top classic albums. Like, even if there are more albums I will listen to in the future, this one, like, it has a special place in my heart. As cliche as it sounds.
Oh, I don't think it's cliche.
Yeah,
I think it's one of their more underrated albums, really.
true, true. Like, even before they went, really mainstream, which is a good thing. But this one's like, it goes into their core, like,
Yeah. I
so
think
good.
I think this is when Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow became an item. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I think this is why he had these feelings. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. And we all know, of course, like what Fix You is about. That one really plucks, like, it ruins your heart. Like, uh, cry, cry.
Okay, so a third point. This is the last point that I'm pointing out. Um, it doesn't have a concept. It doesn't have a story, but the songs just flow good from one another. Like there's a reason why you don't skip and why you listen to it in order because it's just good. Even if you
Really
maybe
good.
even if you shuffle, it's still good. But there's the way it flows. Just it flows. My examples here are "Modern Vampires of the City" by Vampire Weekend,
Oh, Vampire Weekend. Yeah.
and also Billie Eilish's album "When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?" Oh,
Mm.
gently. But I think people hate on her too much. Maybe they haven't listened to the album. Like they only hear "Bad
Yeah.
Guy" and they don't listen
Yeah,
to the
that's
rest
true.
of the album, which is so good. It, it
It's yeah, and of course, like, people listen to Bad Guy and Ocean Eyes, but like, if you dive deep into her album, like the chemistry that she develops with Phineas, her brother, like the
yeah.
way they just gel into, like, music production and
The music
singing wise,
production.
it just it's just like one big beautiful sushi.
Yeah, it's like one. Like I really don't hate any of the songs. All of the songs in the album are really good.
True,
For me, I
true,
don't know others, but I don't think there's a bad. I'm looking at the track list. I don't think there's a bad song here. They're all so good.
true, true.
Have you listened to it like completely?
I did a rundown of it, like was it last year? But
Oh,
even though
last year
like, yeah, wait, which album was that again?
when we all fall asleep,
Yeah,
where do we
I'll
go?
pause. Yeah, but like really, what's really interesting for me about the Billie Eilish songs, like as a music producer, also like how she fits together with Phineas's
Well,
production.
Phineas
Yeah,
won the Grammy for best music producer or like producer of the year. I mean, maybe
true, true.
that just proves how good. It's just so good.
Yeah, so good. And justice to producers because like I feel like I mean they're underrated, yes, overrated, maybe, but like you just can't have like a good album without that dynamic of um like genre fluid,
Yeah,
but at the same time exploring and having its own sound.
I think the producer that does that really well is Jack Antonoff.
Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, he helped Melodrama, and then he made he helped made 1989 by Taylor Swift, and
Oh yeah,
also Reputation by Taylor Swift. He's still the guy there. I think he's like the one who like knows how to make an album mesh together. Because most of his
true, true.
works are the ones that get nominated. He's the one who made Lana Del Rey's recent album as well. Uh, I
Ooh,
think he had some Troye Sivan songs as well. I'm not sure about Bloom.
okay.
He's also I don't know. Do you know him? You don't know Jack Antonoff?
Well, like I'm familiar with him before, but I didn't know like that was his portfolio. Like,
He's
yeah.
also one third of Fun.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
Now you're gonna search him, no?
Yeah, I'm gonna search him now. Jack Antonoff.
He's the way he makes the albums like cohesive. Oh, he also helped Carly Rae Jepsen in her two recent albums, Dedicated and Dedicated Side B. Uh,
Oh,
that's how good he is.
ah,
look at
damn.
look at all the albums he helped make.
What? Oh, what? Okay, all right. What he also helped Brockhampton
Yeah,
in
yeah.
their.
Oh, mostly Kevin Abstract. Yeah, Arizona Baby.
Oh, interesting, interesting. All right, I feel like there's a mortal sin. I didn't know all these things about him.
I think that the reason why Fun was so good, what not to uh not to say that the other bandmates were bad, but I think he made it like reach what Fun was during their high years was because of him mostly. I don't know. That's just seeing from how he is now. Maybe his experience with Fun made him a better producer. We don't know, but
True,
you
true.
know, like even Fun, the two albums that they made was very good. So there, I don't know
This
how to
dude, this
explain it.
dude. I've yet to explore like Antonov's producing
You should
portfolio.
listen to his other band too, Bleachers. That's really good as well. Second album is Chef's Kiss. Mwah. Yeah, second album, and I think you will really like it because he merges like so many genres. There's like
Yeah,
indie and then R&B, new wave, synth pop,
yeah, I can
rock,
tell like this
progressive.
dude looks like a renaissance man.
He's
So many exploration.
yeah, he's really good. He's really good. Okay, how about you? Do you have some albums that are like they don't have a story, they don't have a concept, but the songs just flow. That's why you
Uh,
listen to it in order.
true. There are two albums that come to mind for me. One is not pretty recent one, but it goes with rap. J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hill Drive.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know that.
yeah, like with J. Cole because like as a rapper, he really like he's really straightforward with how he raps. Like he's like a natural storyteller. But with
Mm,
this songs, especially here in 2014 Forest Hills. Like he really what you call that? He really delivers the story really well, especially with Wet Dreams, January
Mm,
28th. Like you can just listen to it like from start to finish. But even if you just shuffle, because it's like a different story for different songs, and yet
yeah,
they're all relating to struggle ships because he came from like a hardship in his family and how he rose to fame with his rapping career. But at the same time, he's humble. Like he doesn't brag about it. So that's what I really love in this album. Like it has different perspectives in that story, but at the same time, you can just like pick your own poison, pick your own
yeah.
song
I
to
get.
listen to.
Now I have something to listen later.
Yeah, J Cole, really nice,
I've
really nice.
I've heard about him and I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, he has a lot of albums, but this one I think would be his like
You're
uh, fresh chef's kiss. Yeah,
okay. Now I have something. Um, I searched from some articles, and then I found an article here that says that concept albums are becoming the change that are changing. I mean, the way millennials listen to music,
true, true,
and I get it because they're pointing out here that uh, during the time of streaming and making playlists, people make playlists. So they take the singles, they make it into a playlist, and that's how someone listens to something cohesive. Now, some people releasing concept albums make it's like its own playlist now. Now you have this playlist. Now you have to listen to it, and there's a reason why it's in this order. And I think um, that just shows how they're like, I don't want to say fighting back, but how they're fighting the idea of people not listening to their album in order. I think making it
true,
into
true,
a concept that there's a reason why it's it's ordered like this. That's why there's a reason why it sounds like this. I think that helps. Their
true,
examples
true.
here are Beyonce's Lemonade. You can see,
Yeah,
and
let
then
me.
they also put Frank Ocean's Blonde,
Oh,
which
oh
I
my god!
agree.
Yes,
I
yes.
agree to that because
Oh my god!
Blonde. Oh,
Blonde. Damn, damn. How
Blonde
can I not
is.
mention Frank Ocean? Oh
I
my god,
didn't think
we have
about.
to geek about Frank Ocean.
Oh, really?
Oh my
That
god.
that one's a long album, Blonde, but
Yeah,
it's so weird because I remember listening to like the singles first, and I'm like, oh, this is nice, and then like, okay, maybe let's listen to the album. And like, oh wow,
wow, indeed.
wow,
Like
just
I like how he transitions from Channel Orange because like in Blonde, you don't know what to expect. Like you would
yeah.
have this idea of how Frank Ocean sounded
This is
like.
not the Frank Ocean that we knew
Yeah,
in Channel Orange. It's like a different
true.
person, but it still
And
sounds
this
the same.
yeah, somewhat yeah, it comes from his own roots, but at the same time there's so much exploration and he's just all out there, like all out just this is me. This is my sound, this is my story. Don't get me
And
started with
just
Nikes.
like what you said about Lord melodrama being a play, I think this one also feels like you're in a play, and then the songs just flow from one to
True,
another, telling the story.
true, true.
So good, so good. Their third example is Solange.
So long.
Beyonce's
Yeah,
sister. Uh,
yeah,
which I agree because she made. Have you listened to A Seat at the Table?
yeah, yeah.
That's so good, right? It's so good.
So
It's like,
good, so good.
and I think she released it at the same time as Beyonce released Lemonade. So these two sisters are
Yeah,
like releasing
it's
very
like
black empowerment, female empowerment music together.
true, true. And it
And
was
then,
also like a really good time of releasing it back then, and even
yeah,
until
I
now, like
think,
it becomes like a classic for people who listen to, and then still resonates until this day.
and I like also how she puts interludes, but the interludes help the song, and
True.
it feels like I'm listening to like a radio playlist, and then the interludes are like the commercials. But the commercials here make sense because it's talking about what's coming next on the next
Yeah,
song. Have you
yeah.
listened to the new one, the When I Get Home?
When I get home, mm,
It's her sequel to A Seat on the Table.
oh my god.
You
another
should
synth of mine.
you should
To
listen
listen
to
to
it.
it.
It's
Yeah,
oh my gosh. It's like it sounds the same, but it feels like there's only like a 2 year difference, 1 year difference between the songs, between the albums. I mean, oh no, it's a 3 year difference because A Seat on the Table released 2016, and then When I Got Home was last year. But I don't know how she did it. But this sounds like I don't know how one makes a sequel to an album, but she did it.
true. Yeah, and it's really hard because like, how can you top something that you just fully
Yeah,
delivered, and people will expect like there has to be something after this. So like to follow it up, that's a really it takes really like a lot of courage and a lot of digging deep into yourself. Like what more can you bring out in your table?
yeah, and
Yeah,
she did it.
she did
I
it.
don't know how because it doesn't sound like if you say sequel, you're probably expecting it's just gonna sound the same, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
It sounds different, but the vibe is still there. The power it brings is still there, and it's still good. It's like, uh,
pretty
and it doesn't sound like one. You might say na parang it sounds like, oh, she did a big album and she just chopped it into two. No, it doesn't sound like that though. When you listen to the sequel,
have another homework of diving deep into Solange.
yeah,
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 yeah. I think like I've been a victim of that, especially with the play of algorithms, because again, like Frank Ocean's release, Beyonce's release of Lemonade, like that was back in 2018, 2017, or
yeah,
even further. But then like the play of algorithms and singles and the way streaming is served in general, especially at this time, like you're given the choice of like listening to these songs, these
yeah.
singles in a certain playlist, but at the same time, like they somewhat don't put in the bridge again to like the whole
To
concept of
more,
the album. Yeah, for more,
yeah,
because like you're just listening to singles and a whole bunch of songs in a playlist, which is also good. But at the same time, like people forget. Like I also had that rule. Like I forgot like what it is. Like I didn't even know like they would release albums because like their singles are pumped up so much. Like you forget like, oh wait, there's a follow up to it. Yeah,
yeah. There's a whole other world to it.
yeah, true.
Yeah. Speaking about the idea of playlist, I found another article that it's based in the UK, but I think it kind of talks about everyone. But apparently, 15% of music fans under the age of 25 in the UK has never listened to a full album ever in their lives.
Ooh, oh,
That I know it sounds big, but at the same time, it's 15%, but still
pretty big.
15%.
Yeah. As
But
an
then,
artist, I'd get hurt.
oh yeah,
But yeah,
but here's
that's
the
how it
thing.
is.
They asked the uh other percent, the 85% that did listen to an album when they listened to it, and then they said 53% of them said that they listened to the album at home. 32% say that they listen it while driving the car or on a car journey, and then 14% says that they listen to a full album while they're out on a walk. So I think the idea here is that people don't have time to listen anymore to full albums because everyone's so busy, especially millennials to Gen Z age, you know, the work people give us.
True.
So it's not really like black or white. Like the article says, it's not like, oh, albums are dying. It's just that people don't have time anymore, and I think that's something to note about ourselves as well. Like maybe we're not
True.
giving enough time to. No, we're too busy.
Yeah, it's like the modern pace of our society in general also. Because like back then, people would buy actual records. Like and when you get records, like you have your own pace of listening to the whole album.
Yeah,
but now it's all rigged into algorithms and playlists, which is also a good thing and also like a bad thing because we miss out on like
the
the
other
great
stuff.
concept of the other stuff, like the whole, like where the single came off from and like, why is it built like that. It's also like a good thing for people to like go and explore more
Yeah,
because even if the medium is different, the intention is still there. Like we just have to just browse more,
yeah.
listen
But
more.
here's something that I think will make you smile. It
Ooh, what's this?
apparently 74% of those surveyed in this survey in the UK confirmed that they're more likely to listen to a complete album after they hear a live performance or after they attend a live performance.
Okay,
It,
interesting.
it's interesting, no? And
Pretty good.
it's 74%, right? The other 32% said that they listened to the album before going to the concert or before attending the live performance.
That's good. It's
But it's interesting to see,
interesting.
right? To think that, oh, people had to to experience, I think that's the right term, to experience the music live in order for them
Yeah,
to think, oh, maybe I should listen to the rest. No?
that's true. That's true. Live performance is really like it's a great way of like introducing a whole new concept to people, and at the same time, like the people who follow you get to have that energy. Like they have that opportunity to have that energy live also
Yeah.
because like it's such a different vibe when it's live.
I kind of get it because I remember uh when Coldplay had their tour, and then I didn't really listen to the album before going because I was like, it's Coldplay, but they're probably half of the concert will probably be like old songs that I know. But then because of
True.
going to the concert, it made me listen to the album that they were promoting. So which means um well, the idea of a concert is promoting the album. So I think
Yeah.
the the purpose is served. The purpose of having a concert worked because it made me listen to the whole album.
True. That's true. It's like really live performances play a huge factor in giving that experience, seeing the album in a different perspective and also gaining
Mhm.
something new.
Yeah, it's like you're making them listen. Oh, this is how I want you to hear it. It's like that. Not with the heavily produced vocals or like you're
Yeah,
listening to it raw. I think
that's
that's the
true.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like diving deep more into like despite like the music production behind it, like the actual experience and story with it.
Yeah.
I think
I think
that's also like I think that's also like a interesting time, especially now in our COVID COVID lockdown case. Like, of course, this is gonna go on longer, but also like interesting how people are gonna grasp albums and gaining like the experience from it because like now that there are no concerts, there aren't live performances now. Like how people will dive deep into an album. That's like a whole different challenge, especially in this COVID time.
but I think people are listening to albums more now because now they have more time to listen to it. I think
That's
that's
true.
why like albums like, Future Nostalgia, Chromatica, even Dedicated Side B by Carly Rae Jepsen. That's why people have like track by track reviews or like track by track reactions because they have time now to react to it, to listen to it all.
That's true. Yeah, like
So
I
hope
also figured that like with the future nostalgia, like people jumped into the album train, and that also got me pretty happy and interested. Like, oh, people actually browse through the whole concept of it.
yeah.
That's really good.
So a little positivity, at least. I think it just underlines the thought that maybe the reason why most people don't listen to the album is because they don't have time to listen to it. So it's not really like the artist's fault. It's just that the way the world is shaping, the world is changing.
That's true.
There's less people. Not saying there's no more, but there's less people listening to complete albums. But again, I hope that doesn't discourage people from creating albums because there's still people like you and me that would like to listen to a complete album. Like,
Yeah,
sure,
it's true.
singles are great, but there's still something more you get from like a whole symphony or like a whole complete thing, you know?
That's true. Yeah, and also like it's through albums that you get to really get to know the artist more because like singles can only tell so much, but
Yeah.
albums it's like a whole exploration of like why this is my story and like something that you can take away from and learn also about it.
Yeah. But I think the good analogy here is like look at like anthology series like Black Mirror. If you just watch
Yeah,
one episode, okay, you get it. But because it's part of a series, it puts into perspective how each episode plays a part in the whole like narrative. Even though the episodes are not related to one another, it gives a sense of like the intention that Charlie Brooker had creating this series puts
that's
everything into
true.
perspective, right? And he's talking about it's not technology that's the problem, it's us people. We are the problem. We're
Yeah,
not technology. Like that's his whole point. It's not technology's fault that things are happening like this. It's us. And we wouldn't get that if we had like just one episode, right?
that's true. And also like the way they pace out like the Black Mirror episodes per season, it's there's of course like technology messes up. I mean like the way we treat technology, but like how it paces, and then
Yeah.
especially with what season was that with San Junipero? Um,
Three.
yeah, that was season three. Like it's
Season three was it?
sandwich. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a light episode, but it goes back to like ending it with another episode that's it's dark.
Yeah, it
Like
starts with
oh,
Nosedive, which is like ah, but it gets really dark, and then it goes to like San Junipero in the middle, which is like so happy, yay, and then it goes to Hated in the Nation at the end, which is just
oh
so
yeah,
dark because so many people died. But now you're questioning maybe they deserve to die because they're really mean, like
yeah.
and
Damn, that hated in the nation.
yeah, but that's the point of an album as well, right? So like there's a reason why this single is part of this album. They wouldn't put this album together if there wasn't a reason.
True, that's
Like there
true.
wasn't a message that they're trying to say.
Yeah. Also, like from the concept of like digging deep into a single, then explore more of the album. Like, I was also like a witness to that in the when Kendrick Lamar released his DNA album because
Mm.
I'm a bit late in the Kendrick Lamar train, but
Oh,
then
really?
yeah, I really got hooked with him like late last year, early 2 years ago when I listened to his DNA DNA song from Damn album.
Yeah.
At first, like, well, all right, this is really good, and then I got to explore more. I listened to DNA. I went back to his To Pimp a Butterfly,
Did you go to Pimp? Oh,
and
to Pimp a Butterflies.
it's
I think it's a
freaking good.
little better than Damn.
Yeah, yeah, like To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, not only was it co-produced with Dr. Dre, but then like the whole album, it just goes on
The
and
whole
on and
vibe.
on. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you really feel like the struggle of like what it is to be like in Compton, even though if you don't live in Compton, but the way you empathize with Kendrick Lamar and how he delivers his songs, like the way he
Yeah.
narrates through his rap, like it's not just jumbled words, but then you actually understand every single line and every single groove that's in the song. Like
Yeah.
really good
Really good.
compilation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that again, that's the point we're making here, right? It's not you're not a bad person for not listening to the whole album, but you're missing out on something. But again,
true.
on your own time, we all don't have equal amounts of time. Some of us have time to listen to albums, but I agree with that survey though that most of the time I listen to a whole album when I'm in commute. I don't have time to listen
True.
to it just sitting down in my room listening to it. I usually listen to it while commuting because that's a time where I actually have time to listen because um I'm just moving from one place to another, you know. I don't have anything to do.
True.
Might as well listen.
Yeah. It's like the perfect time to discover your love for albums, especially at this time. Like you're just like people are, they're taken really all of a sudden with this COVID because you're locked down. Like what else is is there is to do? Like when you listen to
Yeah.
music, you have no choice but okay, I should listen more. And then all of a sudden you're just like go browsing through the album like whoa, it just takes you by storm.
I hope because of this, people get the time. I think they do because as we said earlier, like the way so the new albums are coming out, people are talking about the whole albums now, not just one or two songs. I think I think that's a sign that, oh, people just don't have time. Yeah.
True. And I think it's like the best time also releasing albums.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is it are you talking to yourself?
Yeah. You'll definitely hear more from me and Maria.
Oh,
Yeah. We're,
heard
we're
it here.
actually Yeah, you're actually like we're actually in the process of making one right now, but it takes time. I
Yeah.
think we're getting there. Yeah, I'm so eager to actually release like teasers of it, but we'll
Oh,
think
now
about
I'm
it.
excited.
Ah, I think we have like 4 or 5 that are actually done. We're
Oh,
exploring more. Yeah, but in order to make that album, we'll have to dive deep more into our experiences because
yeah.
I can't just throw a song at that and hey make lyrics for this. Like no, we actually talk about it. Like why
Like
do
there's
we
a
have
reason. Well,
yeah? There's like a step by step to it because especially like back when we made our EP, our previous
mm-hmm.
songs, we really took time in making those songs. Like what it is that went through or like her past that somewhat also reflects with mine, and then we build
Yeah.
to the lyrics if it really matches with the song that the arrangement I made. It's like
Yeah.
it's a whole different game.
Well, on that note, uh, thank you, Jigo, for coming today to this
Thank you so
recording.
much, Luke.
I hope we both come out of this seeing things in a different light. Whoa.
That's true. And to those who are listening, like I hope you also picked up something like learning through albums. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything to promote, Jigo? Or where can people see your work, reach you?
Oh, I'm not too far away. I'm just here. You can reach out to me on Facebook and Instagram, but actually I'll be releasing an album soon. For my solo stuff, I'm actually like releasing like a few singles from time to time.
Yes, I see
And
that.
yes, and also it's not just my album that's going to be released this year, but probably later this year or early next year, my
No
collab album with
promises.
Maria. Fingers crossed that we'll
Fingers
finish it.
crossed. Yay, more songs. He's on
Yes.
Spotify, guys. He just didn't say na he's shy. He's just
Yeah.
trying. He's on Spotify. Just go search Jigo Virinia, or you can also listen to our friend Maria. They do lots of collabs together.
Yes. Thank you, Luke. I'm pretty shy about promoting my own stuff.
Okay, okay. So that's it for today. Thank you, Jigo, for coming.
Thank you so much, Luke. Yeah.
Yay!
Have a good day.
And also, if you are not yet subscribed, you can subscribe to wherever you're listening this on, so you can see more episodes, get to hear more episodes. You can feel free to also comment or message me in any of my social media. I'm Luke Pagkatipunan everywhere, or you can message here where you're listening. Feel free, yeah. Thank you again for listening. Have a great day, everyone. So yeah, about that chicken breast. Yeah, apparently chicken breast is dry. Chicken thigh has more meat to it. It's more moist. I think that's the term. Yeah.